Hey y'all, it's Nori here, and I am going to be doing a kind of not like a tutorial, but just a speed drawing process, I guess, on how you can utilize the 3D figures and models in Clip Studio Paint. And if you're really not good at shading, this is the perfect thing for you because you can adjust the light source, which I should have showed y'all, but when you click the 3D figure, you can adjust the light source to be wherever you want it to be, so that can help with your shading. Now, when I do these, you're essentially just tracing over the outline of the body with some adjustments. Like you're gonna adjust for whatever clothing and things you want to add, which I didn't really know what I wanted to do to start with. So my tracing is kind of all over the place with the head, the hands, and the feet. Because I knew I wanted to do some pose. I didn't really know what the clothes I wanted to do were. But then I started thinking about Urza from Fairy Tale. And I was like, all right, let's just do that. And go for something like her flame pants style with the bandages across her chest. So that's kind of what I was going for this outfit. And as I'm drawing, you all will see that I'm going to keep clicking on and off of when I get the skin down. I'm going to keep clicking on and off between the model and the skin because I'm trying to show you how you can use the light source to really help speed up this process a lot. Now, this took me a while because I was drawing it while I was at work. But once you see or once you have your thing set up and you get time, it really makes the process very easy, because you're essentially tracing it. Now, I don't if you are trying to learn how to draw like on your own, and be able to like be a little bit better with proportions and anatomy and stuff, I do not recommend drawing this or tracing over these all the time. I will say that since I've been doing it, it has helped a lot with visualizing like what the proportions should be and with playing around, because you can adjust the body type, how tall it is, short, skinny, bigger. You can adjust all of those things. So it definitely helps that way to help get you kind of familiar. But eventually you're going to have to learn how to do it on your own, like get some experience with just doing it on your own. And then if you want, you can compare it to the 3D figure once you have your version drawn out, compared to how the 3D figure, once you put it in that pose, what it looks like. Now, this face, let's just talk about it. It's gonna look better. It's gonna look worse actually before it looks better. It's gonna look a lot worse actually before it looks better. So if y'all think this is looking crazy, you ain't seen crazy yet. And that sound like a compliment when I said it, but definitely it definitely wasn't, and it's definitely the truth. You ain't seen crazy yet. So again, just flipping the canvas to make sure everything's proportionate with the face, because I know the body is pretty decent because it's following that 3D figure. And the face was decent. I'm gonna do some adjustments and stuff at the end, and y'all will see. But I really like this software is Clip Studio Paint EX. I'm not sure how it differs from Clip Studio Paint Pro outside of doing long panels for webtoons. I'm not sure how the 3D figures and things kind of are different. But yeah. So I would definitely recommend using these. I was using these a lot when I started off. Even sometimes when I do webtoons, I still use the 3D bodies because it helps with a lot of different poses and things. And that's all the good things I'm gonna say about Clip Studio until they pay me, because anybody pay me to say all this stuff. So, but I would definitely recommend using it. All right. Then again, just still flipping the camera back and forth, bumping it against the pose, make sure everything's straight. Right now she's looking a little butterface, but it's cool. Oh, while I'm on this, does anybody know how to, instead of having to trace it with the lasso tool, how can I fill in all of this skin without having to do all of this? Like, without having to do all of this. Like I know I can do an outline around it all and then fill it with the paint bucket, but how can I just easily fill in skin? Because that's something that I haven't really gotten into the settings a lot with Clip Studio Paint, but apparently there's a way that you can just have it recognize, I don't know, and just fill it in quickly. I already have it set, the line art set to my reference layer, but I think I just don't have the lines connected all the way. And maybe that's what the problem is. And then the paint bucket, I don't know. It be leaving these weird little gaps. So maybe I need to adjust the settings on it, but I don't really be in the settings for real. Like those. Y'all saw those gaps? I gotta fill them in. Anyway, she's looking good. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I drew this, I said, dang. Dang, girl. Yeah. Oh, I should have drew her like a little anklet now that I'm looking at it, but anyway. This was looking real good. And I was very impressed. Especially with the y'all gonna see when it starts coming to shading and stuff, that little 3D model comes in handy. It comes in handy. And then I'm going through layering or naming my layers, which you should always do as I say, not as I do. And then name it the proper name that it's supposed to be, because clothes, I don't know why I put CLYHES. I know what it means when I see it. And I'm the only one who's going to be looking at these layer names anyway. So sometimes I don't finish words. Sometimes I be typing too fast and don't put the right thing. Like skin says ski. It's cool. It's cool. I know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't need to know what I'm talking about. Ooh. And then how would y'all have recommended I shaded these? I'm not good at shading clothes. Let me start there. I think I told y'all in every video I've done, I'm really an imposter. Like I'm I like to think that I can draw pretty well, but there are certain things that I'm just dog water at. Like I think I just got people convinced that I can do things that I really just can't. Like every time I draw something good, I be just as surprised as everybody else, or surprised as everybody else, because that's not how I thought it was finna go. I didn't know what to expect. I have no confidence in my abilities at all. And I would say maybe out of every 15 pictures I draw, maybe two of them is decent. Two of them decent. And that make it worth it. Again with this face. Okay, look. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Chill. Chill. No, like it's looking, it's okay. So I'm just going to talk through this because this is so embarrassing to rewatch. Oh Lord. It is so embarrassing. I know it's going to get better, but yeah, it's just not better right now. Anyway, I'm currently in school for animation. I got about 4 classes left before I get my degree, my bachelor's in art for animation. And I don't really feel like I've learned anything animation related, like specifically for anime. Like I've learned a lot of 3D animation. I learned a lot of Adobe After Effects. Cool. I learned a lot of character rigging, but is that what people use for anime? Like, and I feel like when I look up like what animators use for anime, it's just like nobody knows anything all of a sudden, and it's a secret. Like I know they do frame by frame. I assume they do frame by frame, but when I look it up, it's like who knows? Who knows what's going on? Animation, what's that? All of a sudden, nobody knows. But I learned a lot getting my degree, but I definitely feel like I probably could have learned all this stuff that I learned in school on YouTube. But I will say that if you're somebody who likes to draw or wants to do animation or things like that, and you feel like you can do it on your own, but you haven't, go to school for it. Because for me, If I wasn't in this class, like, and had assignments due, I would not be spending time learning this. It's something that I would always want to do, but I would not be spending time doing it because I procrastinate. So I need something that's like gonna make me do it. And that's what school is for me. So yeah. Oh, real quick. So while I'm showing y'all this is the downside of using the 3D model to help you with the shading and shadows. If you look at like the wrist area, that's not like a natural bend of the wrist. And the shading and shadows from it is gonna look like an unnatural bend of the wrist. Same thing goes with how the fingers and the wrist down the arm. If you shade it, and this is what I did just to show y'all, if you shade it exactly how the model is, it's gonna look like a 3D model. That's what it's gonna look like. I've done this plenty of times and followed it, didn't follow it a couple times, like, or really a lot of times didn't follow it. And when you do follow it and you shade it to look like the 3D model, it looks like a shaded 3D model. Like, you have to kind of apply some of your own knowledge or own perspective to the 3D model. Like, the 3D model is there as an aid. But depending on if you're trying to draw 3D models, cool. Yes, absolutely do what the 3D model does. But if you're trying to draw like semi-realism, realism, something that doesn't look like a 3D model, anything else, try to adjust the shading on the 3D model, not as much as you can, but as much as feels and looks right to you, because the 3D model shading, it looks unnatural. It looks a little off. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm done with it. Just apply some of your own perspective as to what's going on with your artwork. And while I'm doing this, so I'm just going to be talking to y'all during the little in between phases because y'all can see what's going on. Y'all don't need me to explain every single piece. But anyway, I recently started rendering in one of my last videos. Actually, the first video I posted on here on YouTube was one of the first times I really sat down and like rendered a picture. Like, sat down and rendered it once, came back a couple hours later, rendered it again for a more finished look. And to be honest, once you step away from a picture or your art and then come back, you see the things that are missing and what you need to fix. So I actually re-rendered what I thought was the final product like 3 times until I got my actual final product. So, and that's essentially what I did for this one too. And y'all will see it more towards the end. I had to re-render this like twice. And after the second render, I was like, all right, I'm done with it. I will draw and render and stuff until I'm done. Like, and when I'm done, doesn't mean the picture is done. It means I'm done. Tapped out, post, I'm done. And here, her lips were doing something. I don't know. What was going on. I fixed it at the end, but yeah. It was giving Bratz doll, but she wasn't a brat. So yeah, anyway. What I usually do for lips is I try to do like a darker top lip and a kind of a lighter bottom lip. I think that's pretty common for people. And for whatever reason for this, I was just like, let me try something different. Which different is bad. Let's stick to what we know. And then I always draw the little line in the middle and blend it out to give it some shape. And then here I am jacking this picture up some more. Like I said, it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Right now, she's giving Muscle Man. And that's cool. Like, it's cool. It's part of the process, but they say trust the process. Yeah, she's looking very uh yeah. Don't worry about how she's looking right now. Just worry about how she's gonna look at the end. Cause she's finna eat, okay? She's gonna eat. We're gonna cut some of that lip off. We're gonna cut some of that lip off. Actually, I don't remember if I fixed the lip at the end. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I guess this is kind of fixed. Mm. Oh, yep, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that darker top lip because that bright pink wasn't giving. And then I'm just gonna go back in with the eyes. I think I adjusted the eyes again, because they were giving large. So yep, here we go. So I shrunk them a little bit. And then right now it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Her face is not. Her face is giving small. Her chin is giving small. Her face is giving large. Yeah. But like all problems in life, I'm just gonna avoid it until I have time to come back to it. Or not have time, but have will to come back to it. So I'm gonna focus on the hair. And I think that's a big thing when drawing, for me especially, is if you spend too much time on something, it's gonna consume hours and hours and hours of you drawing, when if you really just leave it and then come back to it, it will save you a lot more time and help you see things differently when you come back. So I left the face alone and now I'm just doing the hair, which the hair is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like once the hair is done, it really like puts everything together. Like, it just make the picture feel like it's alive to me, because you got that movement, you got that body. It just feel like it's doing something. And then I'm gonna go in with all the cleanup, and it's looking good. What y'all think? All right. So anyway, once I'm done with that, I go back in and I start trying to add in some shadows, which I tried to use the lasso tool because I've been seeing people do that on TikTok and on other apps and stuff, but that just wasn't working out. So I went and grabbed my old trusty G Pen, low opacity, 50% opacity, and just went in and made some shadows. Like, I don't understand. If you can use the lasso tool and do shadows, highlights, and all that stuff with the lasso tool, more power to you, because it's not easy. I've tried it before. It's not easy. So I love that for y'all. Okay, so now I'm finishing up with the eyes, doing a dark outline around the eye. Gonna blend it in. Looking good. So yeah, this is what it was before. I went in and edited again and added some more shadow. And when I added the shadow, I kind of tilted the eyebrows down to give her a little bit more expression. And yeah, this is what we got. Thanks for watching. I will see y'all in the next one.